Hi, and welcome to another episode of Gem Hunter Afterthoughts. First of all, thank you for your responses to the people who watched, the viewers who watched today's show, understanding the beauty of durability. And one of the viewers called, or actually texted me, and asked, how do you put it all together? The attributes of a gemstone, and if that person that you're with is a gemstone, then how do you know what do you do with that information? That's what she's basically asking me. And as I told you, those who didn't watch the show, there's 4 attributes to a gemstone. A gemstone has to be rare, a gemstone has to be beautiful, a gemstone has to be desirable, and a gemstone has to have durability. And what I told her and what I'll tell all of you is, what you have to do is goes back to what I always talk about, which is gem identification. That's not what we do. We do that with gemstones. We totally recognize that about gemstones. I mean, I have books all over, gemstones of the world. And in this book is all the specifications, all the different signs that let me know what that gemstone is. As I said, there's over 100 gemstones that are green in color. Green, jade, emeralds, tourmaline, spinel, even sapphire. When you think of sapphire, most people think blue, but sapphire actually comes in a beautiful green variety. So, and in fact, that green variety is because of iron, and in peridot, its iron is built in. So what you have to do is you have to ask yourself, what are the characteristics that you want? What are the characteristics that you want in a person that you want to be with? Whether it be a business partner, whether it be a friend, whether it be what? Understand that just like there are 4,000 different minerals, there's 8 billion people on the planet, and each one of us are different, just like a gemstone, but each one of us have basic characteristics that fit into the kind of gemstone that you want to be with. And one of the factors, what I was saying on today's show, is one of the factors you have to consider is durability. Is that person going to be down for you? Is that person, we live in interesting times, is that person going to be down for you for us financially? Is that person going to love your body for whatever your body is? Whatever your body is, whatever your shape, whatever your face, whether you got hair, no, whatever the thing is. If I want somebody to be with me, then they got to like a big waterhead brother. That's just the first, and who's a person of color. Who don't have eyebrows. I mean, so if someone comes to me and they say, I want a man with bushy eyebrows, that's not me. And I'm not hurt by that because I'm a certain type of gemstone. And this is the real important point. Once you set your standard, you don't alter it. I mean, you might but you don't alter, you don't make believe what you're seeing is something different. So like peridot, peridot has a refractive index of 1.650 to 1.703. That's what it says. So peridot. So if I'm looking at a green gemstone and I'm testing it on my refractometer, and it tells me that peridot is 1.7, let's say 1.66, no, I'm sorry, let's say 1.71, then that's not peridot. It's something else. It is something else. You don't sit there and go, well, maybe they made a mistake. Maybe the book is wrong, and all the peridot they've done for thousands, hundreds of years, it's just wrong now for you. That's what we do. And yet we don't do that in jewelry at all. No woman on the face of this earth has ever went to a jewelry store, and wanted to buy a sapphire or wanted to buy a ruby, which are red, and came home with a peridot, which is green. No woman has ever said, I really wanted a ruby, but I got a peridot instead. And money wasn't an object. They want what they want. Women, people want what they want. They want to buy. They want the energy. They want the feeling. They want the color. They want what they want. So it's not about the other person being bad or no good or not a gemstone. They're just not the gemstone that you want. And you ask the question whether that person, first you identify what that person is. That's one. What is that gemstone, that person in your life? And then does those, based on what you've understood, your life, based on that knowledge, based on the study that you have done with men, with women, you've created your own book in your head, your standards, and then does that next person that you meet, that you're considering spending a life with, does that person meet those standards? And if it doesn't, okay. It's just not a peridot. That's a white sapphire. I mean, a green sapphire. It's an emerald. What is it? So, to the people who watch the show today, and just someone who's watching it, understand that the similarities to me about the analogy, the great analogies that I can make about gemstones and people is, I think people would live a different life if they began to understand that the same forces that work with gemstones work with us. Now, of course, it's a lot more complicated because we're living beings. So our molecular structures or who we are, how we think can change, but there still has to be a basis. Whatever you say you are, then there has to be some basis to that. If someone said, if I don't know, if I said that I like the way hair feels on my head, and you've never seen me with hair on my head, well, then either there's something wrong with me biologically where I can't grow hair, or I'm not being what I said that I'm going to be. And I know that might be a weak example, but you know what I'm saying. If that person says to you that they love you because you are peridot, and they know what peridot is, they understand they can have an emerald, they can have a green sapphire, they can have jade, they can have any other gemstone, but they want a peridot, so then that person should treat you accordingly, should understand that you don't like heat. Heat is not your thing. You can't have a lot of acid spraying perfumes and makeup, because that's not what peridots do. Peridots don't do well in that environment. Peridots are brittle to some extent as well. So you have to understand that. And once you understand that, and that person knows that you're a peridot, and then you, on the other end, you understand what that person is for you, then life would just be different. I think relationships will last a lot longer, because now you understand what that person is. And then you ask the question, once you understand what it is that person durable? Does that person have durability? It's amazing how we spend so much time making sure that our cars run a long time, or refrigerators under warranty, but we don't do a warranty check on our relationship. Like, yeah, is that guy going to be the guy that's going to be with me when I get pregnant? Is he a father kind of guy? Or is he completely into his job? And if that's what he is, maybe that's not the guy that you want to be with. Same thing with guys with women. Okay, she's rare. Oh, she is, Lord, she's rare. Oh, she's beautiful. I mean, just whatever beauty is for you. Fine, the weave, the nails, the makeup, the whole bit, or not. And you are obviously attracted to her. You can't wait to see her. Your heart beats quicker. You breathe differently. But is she durable? Is that going to be your ride and die? If that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for that level of durability. So if I want a diamond, I understand that it's a diamond, but I got to care for it. Diamonds attract dirt. Diamonds are brittle. Diamonds have to be protected. So, but if I want something that's really, really powerful, then I get jade. then I buy a jade piece. That's why jade is so highly valued. Chinese people ain't had nothing to do with diamonds for a long time. Diamonds were cool, but jade is what they wanted because it represented that level of durability on a celestial level. So that's what durability is. And the beauty of that durability is once you establish that gemstone that you have, on your ears, on your neck, in your heart, that man, that woman, that gemstone that you have, and once you understand whether or not they're durable, there's a comfort to that. There's a comfort, I believe. There's a comfort to understanding what that gemstone is for you, and vice versa. So I hope that clears up some things. Really enjoyed this episode. See you next week, where we're going to be talking about more the metaphysical aspects of peridot. Peridot is a really fascinating gemstone because of its connection to the sun, and just some of the things and the way people in the 1800s, people loved peridot. Peridot was the stone. See what I'm talking about as far as desirability? In the 1800s, everybody had peridot. In fact, to own peridot was giving you a greater connection to your own internal royalty. That's the way it was felt in the 1800s. Now, not so much. So, all right. So again, my name is Barry B. Mixon. I am a gemological storyteller, and just think about your homework assignment. I'll repeat what I said. Your homework assignment is to go over in your head, the relationships you've had in your past, and see, were they gemstones? Was they rare? Did you not feeling the way you feel about them now? How did you feel about them there? What did you miss? What characteristic did you miss? They showed it to you, but you missed it because you were so into everything else. All right. So see you next week. Au revoir. Atatella.